Welcome to Bible Story Time, and thank you for joining us. Today our story isn't about a divine announcement in a humble field, but about a cosmic sign in a distant land. It's a story of a long, deliberate journey that shows us how the search for truth, no matter how far away it begins, ultimately leads to the feet of Jesus. This is the story of the visit of the wise men. Our story begins far from Bethlehem in the east, a land of different cultures, different beliefs, and different gods. The characters are not Jewish prophets or local shepherds. They are Magi, scholars, astronomers, watchers of the stars. They were seekers of wisdom, men who believed the heavens held clues to the events on earth. One night they saw something new, a star unlike any other. They interpreted it not just as an astronomical event, but as a divine announcement. A king had been born, the King of the Jews. This wasn't their king, this wasn't their nation. But the pull of this sign was so strong that they left everything, their homes, their comfort, their country, to embark on a long and dangerous journey. They were following a single point of light in the sky, trusting it would lead them to a reality they had only glimpsed from afar. Their logic was sound. If a king has been born, you go to the capital city, you go to the palace. So they arrived in Jerusalem, asking a simple but explosive question. Where is the one who has been born King of the Jews? We saw his star when it rose and have come to worship him. This question sent shockwaves through the city. It reached the ears of the current king, Herod. Herod was a man who had built his throne on power, paranoia, and bloodshed. The news of a rival king, a true king born by divine appointment, didn't fill him with joy. It filled him with terror. Notice the contrast. The foreigners, the outsiders, are seeking Jesus to worship him. The man in power, the one who should have known the prophecies, is seeking Jesus to destroy him. Herod secretly called the Magi and the religious experts. He had the scriptures, he had the knowledge, but his heart was corrupted by fear. He deviously told the Magi, "Go and search carefully for the child. As soon as you find him, report to me, so that I too may go and worship him." It was a lie wrapped in false piety. So the Magi left the dark politics of the palace behind and once again looked to the heavens. And the star they had followed appeared again, guiding them not to a grand estate, but to the small town of Bethlehem. It stopped directly over a humble house. Let that sink in. They traveled for months, possibly years. They consulted with kings. They expected royalty, and their journey's end was an ordinary home with a young child and his mother. Their reaction wasn't disappointment. It wasn't confusion. The Bible says they were overjoyed. Their long, hard search was over. They had found him. They entered the house, and the first thing they did was bow down and worship him. These powerful, intelligent men from a foreign land knelt before a toddler in total adoration. Then they opened their treasures and presented him with gifts: gold, frankincense, and myrrh. These weren't just expensive trinkets, they were prophetic statements. Gold for a king, frankincense, the incense used in the temple, for a king, and myrrh, an embalming spice for one who would die. These outsiders understood more in that moment than all the experts in Jerusalem. We are all on a journey, aren't we? We are all following some kind of star, the pursuit of a career, the search for security, the longing for meaning. We look for answers in the halls of power, in worldly wisdom, and in our own achievements. The story of the wise men is a promise that God honors a seeking heart. It tells us that it doesn't matter where you start from, what country, what background, what set of beliefs. If you are genuinely searching for truth, God will place a star in your sky to guide you. It reminds us that the king we are looking for is often found in the most unexpected and humble of places. He is not found in the fear and manipulation of Herod's palace, but in the quiet place of sincere worship. The invitation of the Magi is to look up from our maps of the world and look for his star. It's an invitation to follow, even when the path is long and leads to a place we don't expect. Because at the end of that journey is not a disappointment, but a might so overwhelming it brings us to our knees. Thank you for watching Bible Story Time. If this story inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. These ancient stories still breathe life. Because the same God who put a star in the sky for the wise men is still providing light for all who seek him today.